Today, we are going to be talking about Glitch Tech, the new animated cartoon series produced by Eric Robles and Dan Milano on Nickelodeon and Netflix. The show is about two teenage gamers, Hector Nieves, or more commonly referred to as gamertag, High Five, and his partner Miko Kubota, more commonly known as MKO, who both work at a video game store, which is really a front for an organization that fights video game monsters. While I initially found the premise kinda silly, the show quickly won me over with its beautifully polished animation, silly humor, and references. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. So here are all the references you may have missed in the first season and a half of Glitch Tech. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. And if you are coming back, thank you so much for supporting the channel. It really means a lot. And if I by chance missed anything in this video, please feel free to let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your feedback. Okay, without further ado, let's start. Number 1. Pokémon. The show begins with our introduction to Five, as he prepares tacos in his family's food truck. While selecting ingredients, we hear Five exclaim, "I choose you," which is a clear reference to the Pokémon franchise. Glitch Tech refers to Pokémon a second time in the third episode, Going Gauntlet, as we see a young girl playing the game Flunky Quest Go, where she picks up a monster and goes about town battling and training it, just like in the Pokémon series. Number 2. Pac-Man. While some may call this a stretch, I am positive that Chomp Kitty is a reference to Pac-Man. We see Chomp Kitty consume power pellets and is also referred to as a classic, much like Pac-Man games are. Number 3. Guitar Hero. Our introduction to Miko is her straight up playing Guitar Hero, but the song that gives me major flashbacks to Through the Fire and the Flames by Dragon Force. More of a direct plug here than a reference, but I figured it was worth mentioning here. Number 4. An NES Controller. Here, we can see Fives is wearing a shirt that is basically a knockoff version of the classic Nintendo controller. Number 5. Super Smash Bros. In the first episode, we get to see our heroes compete in the Hinobi Smash tournament. The word Smash alone feels like a reference, but what cements my theory is the design of the background here, which feels remarkably similar to the Final Destination map from the Super Smash Bros. Series. Number 6. Super Mario. In a show about video games, it would be almost sacrilegious not to mention the ever-loved Super Mario franchise. And fortunately, Glitch Tech refers to the mustachioed hero several times, which I'll just compile together into one section. First, in episode 3, we have Miko asking her mom to, quote-unquote, drop a triple mushroom on their car, which is a reference to the triple golden mushrooms from Super Mario Kart. Second, in episode 7, in the background, we witness a character performing Mario's iconic triple somersault jump, followed by the phrase, "Woohoo! Mia Mamma!" which is a loving homage to one of Mario's classic phrases, Mamma Mia. And third, in the same episode, we also get a reference to one of Mario's infamous enemies, Koopa Troopa. Here we see a young girl stomp out a video game turtle shell, and she gives out the classic Mario "Woohoo!" triumphantly after doing so. In the same scene, we also get a reference to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, making it to number 7 on our list. While searching the pet shop, the character Bergie warns Five to be wary of the turtles, and to check them for both martial weapons as well as bandanas, just like our heroes in a half shell. Number 8. Power Rangers and Transformers. In episode 2, Tutorial Mode, we get the sweet animated scene of Sanitron, which I'm thinking is a nod to Megatron from the Transformers series, and we see him assemble all of his parts together in a fashion that reminds me fondly of the Power Rangers TV show, with their over-the-top cutscenes that they use to assemble the Megazord or whatever overly complicated Gundam that they're using. Number 9. Devil May Cry and Bayonetta. Still, in episode 2, Miko makes a comment about receiving a triple S flawless victory, which is a direct reference to style meters, popularized but not specific to games such as Devil May Cry and the Bayonetta series. Number 10. Final Fantasy. Miko's feathered friend and companion, Allie, instantly reminds me of the Chocobos from Final Fantasy. The character Allie himself is mentioned to be originated from the Brave Stone 12 RPG, which I think is a dead on with the Final Fantasy series, a series that's notorious and unique for its formatting of their titles. Also, Aren't they both just the cutest little... Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Number 11, Thundercats. In episode 4, Smashosaurs, we get a quick look at their logo, which is a blatant reference to the classic 90s cartoon, Thundercats. Everything from the color choice to the black silhouetted logo facing to the left is just a spot-on reference. Number 12, Castlevania. Episode 5, Castle Crawl, in its entirety, is one massive homage to the Castlevania series. I mean, the show refers to their version as Castlestein. Castlestein! I feel like I don't really need to point this one out here. I mean, the episode got your spooky monsters, your ghastly ghouls, and even your handsome vampire man. It's Castlevania!
A fork. Castlestein.
Number 13, Overwatch. Okay, bit of a stretch here, but I'm going to go on a limb and say that episode 6, Alpha Leader, references Overwatch. The show plays off of a zone control kind of game with these oversized, mechanized, warrior-type looking dudes. And I give you the weird feel of like a mishmash of actual Overwatch characters. Maybe not a reference, but I feel like Overwatch was at least an inspiration for creating this episode. Number 14, Deadpool. Back in episode 2, we hear Miko exclaim, "Maximum effort," while she pulls 5 out of some goop, which is the catchphrase of Marvel's anti-hero, Deadpool. Number 15, Lord of the Rings. In episode 7, we see Miko calling 5 to tell him to come down and see the old man at the bus station who looks just like the wizard from Ring of the Lords. In number 16, we have both Tetris and Candy Crush. Also in episode 7, we get a double reference as we see the team fend off giant blocks from Tetris and the reference to Candy Crush later here. Number 17, Mega Man. In the beginning of episode 8, we see 5 and Miko square off with this quick-footed robotic rabbit named Zoom Zoom Kazoo, wearing a helmet that is really similar to Mega Man's. I originally thought this was going to be a reference to the blue blur Sonic the Hedgehog, but I feel like this helmet is just way more intentional. Number 18, Metal Gear Solid. Now episode 9, we see 5 playing a stealth title that is a clear homage to Solid Snake himself. The character here looks like a legally safe knockoff, and even does the iconic box thing that Snake does. A bit later in the episode, we even see the mimic the HUD display exactly like in the Metal Gear Solid games. And lastly, we have number 19, Bobble. That's right, while only seen for like a second in the first episode, I have no shadow of a doubt that this blue dinosaur creature guy is a reference to the 1986 arcade game Bobble. I mean, look at them. They're both blue, bipedal dinosaurs. It's perfect. And I will die on this hill no matter how small it is. Alright, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to leave a like, or even subscribe to the channel so you can keep up to date with all of our content. And also, it would really mean a lot to us. Well, until next time guys, stay safe out there, and we'll see you soon. Thanks!